Hello, welcome to my bookshelf, and today I wanted to share with you all the books I've hauled so far this month. Now I've hauled so many books this month. I went to Goodwill and I ended up buying 17 books. So I decided instead of overwhelming you with all those in one video, I'm going to split them up into two videos. And I'm separating them by fiction and nonfiction because it actually works out pretty evenly that way. I didn't get those on purpose that way, but it just so happened I picked up about the same amount of fiction as I did nonfiction. So this video is going to focus on all the fiction books that I hauled this month. So let's get started. So the first book that I hauled is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This is an extremely popular book, so I'm sure you all know all about it. I'm sure you've at least heard of the movie. You should watch the trailer if you're not familiar. It'll probably explain the premise of the movie better than I can, but without giving any spoilers away, basically, the main character is a married woman, and she goes missing. And the police are investigating to see if it's a murder or not. Did the husband do it? So it's a psychological thriller, and it's really interesting. And I think that the movie's done really well. And so I've already seen the movie, actually, which is kind of a bummer because I've never read the book. And so I figured it was time to finally jump on the bandwagon and read the book. Because, as we all know, the book is almost always better. So I'm excited about this. Gone Girl. Alright, the next book that I hauled is The Rosie Project by Graeme Simpson? I'm not actually sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. First off, this is such a bright, inviting cover, which makes me already excited. I had never heard of this book before, but reading the back, it really just caught my attention, and since I'm not really good at describing books I've never read, I'm just going to read the back to you. So, Don Tillman, genetics professor, is getting married. Or he will be when his 16-page scientifically valid survey yields a candidate. See The Wife Project. Designed to filter out the drinkers, the smokers, the vegans, the late arrivers, Don's questionnaire is, for this socially challenged academic, the most logical method to find the perfect partner. Enter Rosie Jarman. Don quickly disqualifies her as a potential wife, but is drawn into Rosie's quest to find her biological father. See The Father Project. When something like a friendship develops, Don must confront the spontaneous whirlwind that is Rosie and the decidedly unscientific conclusion that sometimes you don't find love, it finds you. And that sounds really cute and exciting and quirky, all of which are all up my alley, so I'm really excited about this book. I have heard of someone who's read this and said it was really good, so I trust their opinion, and so that also kind of influenced my decision to get it, besides the fact that it was only $1, despite the Walmart sticker, which again, does not come off. I hate Walmart stickers, they never come off the book, but that's a rant for another day. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. The Rosie Project. Okay, so the next book that I hauled is Intro to Alien Invasion by Owen King and Mark Jude Poirier. I'm not sure how to say that. It looks kind of French. Now this is a very unique book. This is not something I normally get, but one, it's in like amazing condition and I got it for $1. But it also seems really intriguing and interesting. And again, I like trying new things and I like different formats to books. And I just think it's really interesting. I actually don't even know what it's about, other than an alien invasion. But what really got me is the fact that it's just a comic book, more or less. It's just all pictures. And I just thought that was really cool. And it also has that wonderful new book smell, which is really exciting. So I decided for $1, why not? So, Intro to an Alien Invasion. Now I can be ready for when those aliens come attacking. Okay, so the next book on my list is The October List by Jeffrey Deaver. Now again, I've never heard of this book. Actually, I haven't heard of most of my fictional books. But I'm, again, really excited to try new things, especially when the books are all $1. So, again, I'm just going to read the dust jacket because it'll do a better job explaining to you what the book is about than me, who has never read this book. And it goes like this. Gabriella waits desperately for news of her abducted daughter. At last, the door opens. But it's not the negotiators. It's not the FBI. It's the kidnapper and he has a gun. And it goes on a little bit after that, but honestly, I didn't even continue reading. I just read that and I picked it up because, dang, that sounds so exciting and cool. And again, it's $1, so I had to get it. Again, I really like thrillers and mysteries and intrigues, so I'm really excited to see what happens and to see exactly what kind of book this is. And on top of it, the author looks very, mysterious and interesting. So, the October list. Okay, so the next book that I hauled is called The Truth About the Harry Hubert Affair by Joel Dicker. And again, I had never heard of this book. But again, it sounds like a thriller and there's mystery and intrigue, so again, I had to get it. But I guess it's about a missing 15-year-old girl, a revered novelist, his ambitious young protege, and the race to uncover the truth about the Harry Hubert affair. And I guess there's a lot to do with this novelist's book and how this novelist knew this girl that went missing. And apparently this all happened, they're investigating it now, but she had gone missing I think 33 years before they start, before this story starts. So that all sounds really interesting, and I'm really curious to see how it all ties together and fits together. So again, I don't really know much about this book, but it was $1, so I figured I would try it out. So I'm excited to find out about the Harry Hubert affair. Okay, so the next book I hauled is pretty similar to the other ones, and it's called This Is the Water by Yannick Murphy. And again, this is mainly just mystery and intrigue, and this one has a serial killer in it. But yeah, it's about this mom and her teenage daughters on the swim team, and there's a serial killer on the loose, and shocking events unfold from there, and that's basically all I know about it. And again, it was $1, and I like mystery and intrigue, so I decided to pick it up. So I'm really excited for this. This is the water. Okay, so the next book that I hauled is called My Name is Minna, and I Love the Night. Anything seems possible at night when the rest of the world has gone to sleep by David Almond. Now, I actually don't know if this is all part of the title, but either way, this book is pretty cool because it's more or less this girl's diary. So it's written in a very unique way. You know, she's bold at one point, pretty standard writing at this point. There's some black pages at some point. I don't know if this is like text from a book or something. So again, it just seemed really interesting to me, and I am really curious to see how this all fits together into one cohesive book. And I'm also curious to see if this is more for kids or adults. But either way, I am really curious, especially since, you know, the title, it has a lot of interesting ideas going into it already, and I am really curious to see how that plays out in the book. And again, it's unique and different, so I wanted to try something new, and the price was right. So, My Name is Minna. So the last fictional book that I got on my Goodwill hunt for books is called The Reading Group by Elizabeth Noble. And I just thought this was a really cool book because the premise is really just that it follows a woman with a book club and how the books they read and the different people in this club, it all seems to, I guess, fit together in some kind of way. I just thought that was a really interesting idea, especially since I enjoy reading and I think reading is important, and I think that stories are really important. And I do think that stories hold meaning in our lives, whether it's directly or not, and I am really curious to see how this book describes that phenomenon. And I'm also kind of excited because apparently it's a British bestseller, which that already makes it kind of interesting because I don't get to read many non-American books, which is the sad thing. So I'm always excited to expand my horizons and read different authors from different countries, and especially about stories and people that I think that I can relate to. So I'm excited for the reading group. Okay, so that was my fictional book haul for this month. If you're excited to see what else I got this month, check out my next video on all my non-fictional finds. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you've heard of any of these books that I've hauled. Did they sound good to you? Have you read it? Is it good? Should I read them sooner versus later? Let me know. And until next time,